And with that, good evening, not Thanksgiving, happy Thursday. That's it's well past Thanksgiving. It is January already. We are roughly a week, not even roughly, we are exactly a week away from the kickoff of season 20 coming up next Thursday, the 12th. I'm here in the booth, broadcasting booth, joined by friend and teammate Daniel Wright. Good evening, Daniel. How are you tonight?
Doing pretty good. I had my fun in the snow yesterday, as a true Canadian should, and now I'm going to sit here and watch the game play out without it, see how it goes.
Excellent. I'm excited about this. Yesterday, last night we had our second preseason game against Arizona. A game coming out the victor on that one. Again, for those that aren't aware, we're using generic playbooks, slightly modified to remove toss plays, rollout plays, plays that don't quite tend to work that we see so often in these generic playbooks. But what's left is an exciting group of still well over 140, 150 plays on both sides of the ball that both teams will be having. Both teams are set at 50% rush pass ratio. So it's just really the teams themselves get out there and see what the AI decides to call up and have a nice, fun little scrimmage tonight.
It should be a good time. This will be one of our first chances to see Alamo City under their new name, the Artillery. So it'll be
Yes.
interesting to see. And there's a few new players on the team that they weren't there last season, so it'll be interesting to see how they play out. I'm excited for Brad Jones to see how he performed personally.
Yeah, yeah. A Tacoma alum, along with us during season three. Coming into the league, I believe to Houston, then to Indy, and now here in our new Alamo City Artillery. Like you said, the team going through a rebranding, moving from um, I think Denton, Texas, or that area from Lone Star into San Antonio, where they think they are at now. And yeah, so last night there was snow. There was snow literally falling in Minnesota, so that was respected and put into the game as well. So we saw some snow out there. It has cleared up today. The service individuals here at the stadium have been clearing off, heating up the field to make sure that all that water is evaporated. So we've got a nice, clean field for us tonight here in Minnesota. It should be quite fun. Again, yesterday we saw Arizona, someone from the far south there coming up to the way north here. Similarly, at Alamo City, a southern team, in the South Division coming up north. We'll see how the frigid, cool, brisk air, how they handle that.
And as you said, actually, I believe this is our last preseason with the Minnesota Legend, if I do remember correctly. So after this, we'll be going right into our season games when they're ready and set to go.
Absolutely, yeah. With 1 week left, we're changing that focus from the scrimmage preseason games to actual week one in jest or in earnest. Even though that preparation has been happening since November, end of October kind of thing, leading up to figuring out offense and then figuring out during the schedule release at the end of November, actually knowing who we're playing against, so we could start scouting and planning there. But it's definitely that's week one is always an interesting time. You're not sure what the teams are going to bring, even if you scout their last season or previous seasons games. It's always sort of a crapshoot to see if you pick the right direction. But that's where even before knowing who you're battling, finding the right offense and defense that seems to work for your team, your personnel, and sort of the direction that you're wanting to go for the season. It's never a for sure thing. So week one is always a little bit a fun one. We'll call it that fun.
A lot of surprises happen in week one, and it's super exciting to see.
Absolutely. They're in store for a solid, good game, good set of games between Thursday and Monday night next weekend. So, with that though, I hear the crowd here is really hyped up. Our Alamo City has brought their contingent of fans up here. I still think they're outnumbered by Minnesota at the moment, but they're still pretty lively here and energetic. So let's go down onto the field. We'll get started with the coin toss.
Yes, let's get it going. I want to see some action.
All right. So again, Alamo City Artillery, newly redubbed. Lost Ike McBride in the off season, and then I think a couple defensive players went off to a few other teams, but they filled those spots really nicely. Let's see, Jukin Rukin Jr. coming over from Sioux Falls to join, I believe, Jukin Rukin over there. You've got Albert Begin, Tina Begin on the defense, really the stalwarts there. I playing against Tina in previous seasons. She's a sack monster out there trying to take off the quarterback's head. So we'll see how she plays out tonight.
Well, Reno had his fair share of sacks last night, so let's try and avoid that as much as possible for him, so he can actually be able to play Week 1.
Looks like the Legend have chosen to receive. So we'll see Matt Fennick out there to kick the ball off. Kick is up. Caught by Adam Banks at the end zone. Runs it up the gut. A little bit of blocking, not much there, but it's taken down at about the 22. Little 22-yard gain on that return.
Now, as we said before, we'll see Johnny Reno under center, see how he performs this week. He had a pretty good day yesterday, but it was a lot of the running game really helped him out towards the later end of the game.
Yeah, and they didn't start off that hot last night, going 14-0 against the Scorpions, but then it finished off strong. Here we see two receivers at the top, one at the bottom, tight end at the bottom. Reno over center, passes, finds his man. First down, yard past that first down marker, gain of 11 on that play.
Yeah, he fit into a very tight corner. I was a little scared, to be honest with you, when he threw it at first into double covers like that. But Quaig, good hand for Quaig Mam. Rookie last season with us, and came back for another season. He's going to play outstanding like he did last season.
You see twin receivers at the top, twin tight ends at the line at the bottom. Hand off to the Hart. Not able to get anything going. A loss of 4 on that play, taken down by number 60. It's Jukin Rukin.
Yeah, you said about their defensive ends, their front defensive line, how strong they can be, and we just saw them just bulldoze and power through our offensive line.
We see close to a similar formation, twins at the top. Only one tight end has a fullback out there. Reno drops back, deep back. Almost taken down at the behind the line. Passes it, finds an open man, not quite open enough. A defender gets their hands on it before it gets to Jay Taylor.
Reno was counting his lucky stars to be able to take that sack, but it still ends up being a 3rd and long right now on the Minnesota 30, 3rd and 14. More than likely, we all know it's going to be a passing play. We'll see. We'll see how the defense settles for Alamo on this one.
Yeah, Alamo City's defensive line really made it tough there for Reno to even get that ball out of his hands. An empty look here out of shotgun. 3 receivers at the top, 2 at the bottom, so 5 wide. Reno back to pass. Tosses over the middle. Catch is made. Looks like a gain of about 20. That's Buchanan Simons on that reception.
Nice little pass over in the center of the field. Found a man in behind the coverage. So nice, easy 20-yard play. First down, and they keep going.
Just a yard shy of midfield. We see a split shotgun look there. Reno back to pass. Goes up top. Intercepted. The defender was able to come down with that ball. Intended for Jay Taylor at the top. That's number 26. Raugar Law coming down with that.
And we know he's in the chat. He should be happy to see that pick happen. Got good coverage, was able to play the ball first and play the inside first, which was the important part on that one.
You have to sort of took over the route that the wide receiver should be running, and was right there on the receiving end of that. So here we get to see Ace Fennick out in shotgun. 2 receivers at the bottom, 2 at the top, and a quads left look out of shotgun. Brad Jones next to Fennick. Ace back to pass. Looking. not able to find anybody. Everybody seemed to be covered, and the offensive line not able to hold Buster Johnson as he comes up the middle.
Yeah, we saw a lot of Buster Johnson's speed yesterday in our other preseason game. He was able to get to the run back quickly and stop the Garrett. This time he gets the sack for himself. Good on him.
Brings up 2nd and 17 at Alamo City's 24. Empty backfield behind Fennec. Fennec short drop back, pass over the middle. Caught on, chugging away as the receiver. Number 81 there. That is Deuce Fennec.
I think we're starting to see a little bit of a rhythm moving on. It's their start in possession was almost similar to the Minnesota Legends, where they struggle at first. Now they're in a manageable 3rd and 1. Playbook's wide open.
Likely, will this be the first time we see Brad Jones getting that rock? Back to pass. Gets him in the flat, but there's defenders there tackling in for a 4-yard loss. Down to that brings up a 4th and 5. That's Johnny Bravo on the tackle, amongst others.
Yeah, it looked like Ace Fennec was looking more downfield to try and hit one of the wide receivers, and they just checked it down to hope that maybe they can get the first down off that.
We see John Wilson, their punter. Back to punt. Banks to receive. Kick is up. Caught. Not going anywhere. Taken, that's 31 on Minnesota's 31 is where Minnesota will take over there.
Yeah, well, blocking's hard work. It's not for everyone, right, Axel?
Exactly. It's not for most people on the team, it seems. I'll have to talk to them. Here we see at the 31. 2 receivers at the top, 1 at the bottom. Split backs on either side of Reno in the shotgun. Reno back, deeper drop back, finds a man deep over the middle. Hand gets up with the defender, number 24, Jeff Spicoli, back up free safety in there to sort of tip and deflect that ball just enough to keep it from getting into Simons' hands.
Yeah, it looked like Simons got some empty space, but it was actually a very, very good leap and a hand reach out to just tip it away just in time.
Brings a 2nd and 10. Gone through about 3 minutes of the game so far. An ace, no, not an ace look. This is a pro look from a legend. Hand off to Hart. Gets breaking on the corner. Spins at the line. Able to get another half yard or so, making it a gain of 1. 3rd and 9 from there. Rob Fork on that tackle.
Yeah, that was the first positive run we saw out of the Minnesota Legend. Both teams seem to be more passing heavy to start off this game.
Yeah, seeming to feel out that the defensive backs, maybe test them deeper. Dime look by the defense. Offense gets their quads out. A short drop back by Reno, pass over the middle, complete into the hands, the waiting hands. A nice little slant there by Taylor.
And we got a flag as well.
We do. So contingent on the flag, first down. We'll see what the ref says. It sounds positive for the Legend. Defensive pass interference are going to decline, except the result of that pass.
Yes, give Taylor some yards. He'll be happy with that at the very least.
Gain of about 10.5 or 11 on that pass. They're nearing midfield, not quite there yet. Looks like a similar spread shotgun formation. Split backs beside Reno. Reno drops back looking for a receiver. A lot of time. Passes near side. Complete. Yes, 1st and 10, it says. Complete over to Adam Banks for that reception.
Yeah, it was hard to see from where our angles, but look, they called the first down. He must have got a foot inbound. Remember, you only need 1 foot as of right now to get inbound, and there you see it.
Yeah, it looks like, he's the 3rd wide receiver, so it was probably number 3, in the sequence of checking, who's open. Reno had the patience and the safety back there, not the safety, the confidence in the O-line back there to to stand in that pocket just long enough to be able to get that ball out. Green drops back to pass, adjusts a little bit, passes over the middle, intercepted after a tip ball. Who comes down with that? That's 24, Jeff Spicoli.
Whoever made that tip on the throw originally, give props to him for actually causing the deflection, causing the issue at hand, so they can get the interception.
Yeah, without that, it could have been a completion, or at least just simply batted down. But they had the fortitude to sort of tip it up, make it more of a 50-50 ball in the air, and right into the breadbasket of Spicoli. We see Fennec under center, heavy line there at the line, split backs behind him, handoff up the middle, not going anywhere, met at the line with blockers and just sort of taken down there. That is Brad Jones, number 23.
Yeah, we'll see if the Alamo City continues to go with the passing game. See if they can get some of their high outstanding wide receivers like Greg Soto, Andrews Fennec, even Ziggy Hornick, get them into action to see if they can actually get some yards for them.
Fennec making some adjustments at the line. Ace formation there. 2 tight ends, 2 receivers back to pass. Deep drop back. Pass over the top. Has distance. Had his man beat, but the safety comes in, slowing the receiver down. Bravo able to get his hand up and knock that ball down.
Yeah, we're seeing the secondary on both sides being very good, tipping the ball, making sure the ball doesn't get into the hands when necessary. Now we're looking at 3rd and 10.
Looks like another 5. Nope, not a 5 wide. This is trips. Looks like single back behind 3 receivers at the bottom, 1 at the top. Deep, going deep. He's able to beat the man. He's running towards the end zone. 10-5, and he's made it in the end zone. Deuce Fennec
that was a very interesting play by the defender. It looked like he had the number on him, and then he just stopped to see if he could try and play the ball.
Yeah, it looks like, just like you said, Bravo had the step, was out in front, adjusted to get maybe just a little too soon, didn't follow that arc of the ball enough. And Fennec was out, able to get right past him, and that, was right where the ball needed to go.
And I believe the artillery fired their cell first and got the first touchdown of the game.
Bullseye, yeah. So here we'll see Matt Fennec to kick a little chip shot in for that extra 1. Kick is up, and it's good. So the artillery take a 7-point lead, 7-0, midway through the first half, or first quarter, I should say.
Yeah, well, we'll see if the Legends can continue. Their offensive ability have been pretty good. They've just been stymied when they got closer and closer to the 30-yard line for interceptions. But they've been moving the ball pretty successfully.
Let's see if they can start to minimize those turnovers. That will be a key in the rest of this game. So far, a key to the success of the artillery. Those 2 interceptions. Banks on the return up to the 24, and that's where Minnesota will start. See if Minnesota can get their run game starting to open up a little bit. Not in this formation, I don't think. Shotgun look. Split backs beside. Reno back to pass. Over the middle. Deep. Has his man. This is Buchanan Simons running for the end zone. A couple men to beat. And he's staying on his feet. Able to then be dragged down at the 11-yard line.
What a great throw, but even greater follow through with Alamo City. The whole team pretty much behind him trying to tackle him down.
Yeah, was able to get the ball back behind the safety coverage, and holding on to that ball, making sure it does not come out. The dive there by Spicoli not successful. Number 38, Mickey McGuire, also trying to take him down, and then finally slows him down enough to have the group themselves take him down at the 11, and that's where Minnesota will see if they can get into the end zone. Single back triple look here. Reno under center. Single back behind him. Receivers at the top. 2 at the bottom. Pass over the middle. Caught for a short yardage. Little 5-yard gain. Little grab there by Jay Taylor.
They're just a little curl route, get themselves closer now. I would like them to try the run game a bit here. Now that you have the chance, you're inside the 6. Try and really get Hart going and get him moving, as you say in this game.
And as you see that, here they come, running up the middle, off to the side a little bit, able to pick up 3 yards on that, inching their way closer to that end zone.
Any positive yardage is good. It gets Hart going, gets the rhythm going, moment going, because his only real run hasn't been that good. It was only a 1-yard gain, I believe.
Mm-hmm. And that was, he's spun at that line of scrimmage to get that extra half yard or so. Here we see an offset eye behind Reno on the weak side. Let's see what they determine. A handoff. Running up the gut, a little misdirection. That is Hart in for that 7 or 6 points here. Miller, though, will be out momentarily to kick it for the extra point.
I feel like the offensive coordinator heard me or something, because as soon as I said that, they ran it twice, and look what happened.
Just a nice little misdirection. Little counter move there. Starting to move towards the weak and then shifts to the strong side and up the middle after the linebackers and D-line have started to adjust.
Yeah, and that was a quick strike back. I believe that was, 3 plays, maybe 4?
Yeah, that one big long pass play took up the majority of that field. Kick is up. Extra point is good. Brings it a tie game, 7-7. It's only been about 7 minutes in the game so far. We've got 7 points on either side of the teams. So far, been pretty exciting. Some nice back and forth from the defenses, and offensives. Other than those picks, have been pretty on fire. Kick is up. You see Ziggy Hronic to receive up the sideline there, taken down at the 24.
Almost see, we'll get on the 24 line. Not too bad. We like it anywhere between 25 to 30 is probably the best you could probably get from just a standard run.
Mm-hmm. Unless you're breaking away something, yeah. Most wide receiver 3s that are out there would be happy with a 30-yard return or return to the 30-yard line. There we go. Ace look here out of Alamo City. 2 receivers at top and bottom, tight ends at top and bottom. Max Knight able to get right through that offensive line, but by that point, the handoff was already to Jones, running off to that slant side, and able to just barely get it up to the line of scrimmage before being hit by defenders and being taken down.
Yeah, it looked like it was former Tacoma brother Axel Raven starting off with the tackle to start it.
That's awesome. I'm glad you caught that. Quads look here by the artillery. Ace back to pass. Throws over the middle. Reception complete. Number 81, Deuce Fennec. Ace to Deuce. Connection there. Nice pickup. Contested too by the defense. He was right there. Number 37, Derek Meerkat, trying to get his hands in that to mess it up a bit, but unable to do so. Two receivers at the top, one at the bottom, tight end behind him. Pressure coming. Got the ball out towards Brad Jones. They're calling it a fumble.
They're calling that a fumble.
I don't, backwards lateral pass or backwards pass, but I'm not sure.
They'll be interesting to see now if they're actually a challenge that.
He's at the 43.
That's backwards.
We'll see if what they call.
Yeah, it looks like we got a full change possession. We got the legend on offense right now.
Reno under center, split backs behind him. Pass off to the fullback, off to the flats, able to get 9 on that little chuck pass to the side.
And it's good to see the fullback in use early because I think last game all he did was get one touchdown at the very end of the game.
Minnesota at the 32-yard line. Heavy set there on the line. Offsides to the top of the line. Handoff to Hart. Spins out of one tackle. 2 people there. One couldn't bring it down. The next big hit takes down Hart.
Yeah, we're seeing the changes to the finesse build for Colin Hart. That spin move has been added to the repertoire, and he's been using it phenomenally so far in preseason action.
Hey, Daniel, I'm noticing the chat. I may have not fully updated all of the substitutions. Since we're only 8 minutes in, I may call this game and make those quick substitutions and restart this game to make sure that it is fair and accurate.
Yeah, that's no problem.
That's one step that I missed in importing that. So let's do that quick. We'll just go back to the booth. Sorry about that. There's some, there's a lot of steps in replacing that. I appreciate the patience for those watching, those that were able to call out what was going on, what they were seeing out there. So really appreciate that. We will end that game. We want to make sure that everybody is represented as fairly as possible. All right. Sorry about some of the in-game noises you might be hearing too. Manage team.
So how is everyone else doing today? Why not have some small chit chat, right?
Yeah. So I was reading, Rob Foraker was mentioning, I believe, in the community life area that he is a volunteer fire department or firefighter, which is pretty cool. Shout out to you for doing that. That's it takes a special type person and to be able to do that. And I would be peeing my pants more than likely if that were to be happening around me. So good on you for doing that.
Yeah, and Albert, I was just about to mention myself that the Buffalo Bills player is finally awake and is actually talking a bit with the family after the serious and critical thing he saw with his hit he had that actually put him in cardiac arrest. So the fact that he's awake, he's talking. It's a sign for the positive, and I believe I heard there was no outstanding damage. There was no outstanding damage from being resuscitated twice, as far as they know at this point. So it's all trending upwards.
I believe I'm almost done. Just want to go check, make sure.
I'm doing pretty good. College life still kicking me in the ass. Got my schedule. I'm doing almost 8:30 every morning, so that's fun. Long days, but you do what you can. Get that college life, get that education, get out there in the world.
All right, we are back up and running. Thank you all for your patience with that. Come on. There we go. You guys got some preseason. That was practice. That was 8 minutes of practice. Here we go.
Yeah, everybody gets a little warm up, right?
There you go. Yep. All right. So strong safety and free safety starters are in. There was a little bit of a mix up between those. I didn't switch those back from that. And then I believe both the dime and nickel backs were incorrect in there. Was running at a generic as well. But that is all. The defensive line was there. The linebackers were all set. It was those defensive backs that I never went and changed. So I appreciate the patience there. All right. So we got a sneak peek of, and it was pretty tied. It was some fun back and forth. We'll see how maybe the game changes.
Axel, they're asking if you put in your fullback as well.
Let's go and see. Make sure. Change size. Oops. That's not it. Where is it? Yes, substitutions. Oops. You got thick and juicy.
Yep.
And ace.
That's it.
Oops. Thick and juicy. Thick. Yep. All right. Should be all set now. All right.
And I'm actually kind of scared because even with their starting free safety out of the lineup for the original game, they still got 2 interceptions.
Yeah. Both. One was Rail Garlotta got it down, CB number 1, as well as Jeff Spicoli was back there to get that one pick as well. So we'll see what they can do with their starting safeties back there. The kick is up. Adam Banks just inside the end zone, returning, running up the game or running up the field, makes it to falls forward to the 23.
Yeah, once again we see the lack of blocking on the legend side, which we're always accustomed to seeing at this point.
We'll see what Reno has in store. Empty backfield behind Reno. 2 receivers at the top, 2 at the bottom, 1 tight end at the bottom of the line. Reno back to short drop back, pass over the note to France, taking up the gut pretty much for gain of 11 on that play.
Yeah, I thought we might have started off with the running game this time around, but no, we're just going to do empty back. Reno's just going to throw.
Two tight ends at the top of the line on the strong side, lined up offset behind him. Back to pass, finds Hart in the flat, connects, running up the field, spins, try to get away from someone. Gain of 9.5 or so, not quite enough to make the first down.
Yeah, and those small throws like that's almost as good as a run for Colin Hart to get himself upfield, make the moves. Got 9.5, almost a first down. So playbook's wide open here on 2nd inches.
You see both tight ends at one at the top, one at the bottom. Same with the top 2 wide receivers. Reno making a little change there on the line field. Reno under center, hands off to Colin Hart. Hit. It's just smacked.
He got destroyed.
Bogey Bar comes in from that side, the weak side, and takes him out just behind the line of scrimmage. This brings up
There's no love in that hit, was there?
Or a little too much, I'm not sure. Brings up 3rd and 2. Let's see what they have planned here. Single back behind Reno. Tight end at the top of this line. Reno looking for someone, finds an open receiver. That's Jay Taylor. Just a little bit of a low throw, maybe even tipped by a finger by Tina Begin. She was getting.
I think Reno was feeling the pressure and wanted to get ahead of it and throw it early, and it's just what ended up happening.
Yeah, if Tina or Yogi Bar was coming at me, I would get that ball out. I'd maybe run the opposite way.
Especially after seeing the last hit. I'm not getting involved in that.
Here we see Minnesota's punter back to punt the ball. Kick is up. Received there. Fair count at the 24. So we see Ace Fennec out there commanding his team. We'll see what they have dialed in here. You have 2 tight ends on the near side, two receivers, one at the top, one at the bottom. Single back behind Ace Fennec. Ace, a little pitch toss over to Jones, not able to get anywhere. 12 or loss of 2 on that play.
Yeah, it looks like defenders were ready for it. We saw the toss play a few times yesterday. Hit or miss. It can be a feast or famine if it works out well.
Yeah, it depends on if you've got those linebackers blocked, and the running back can find their little way through the holes there. Here we see Jones again trying to run up the middle there. Gets right back up to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, now we're looking at 3rd and 12, so it's going to be a passing play. Secondary will be ready for it more than likely. Let's see if they can get a big bomb like they did in our pre-game.
Exactly. That was we had seen the skills of Deuce Fennec out there in a nice fade route getting past the defenders. We see a quads look. Ace under center, drops back. Pass. Pressure coming. Max Knight takes him down for a loss of 5.
Yeah, and had no time to throw the ball. Saw the defender coming and was looking to try and move to the left to throw the ball, but Max Knight was just too fast coming right off the line.
Just couldn't get away. I hear Max has been squeezing tennis balls this offseason, so his grip is pretty phenomenal now.
Yeah, Max is one of the people who's looking forward to playing in the snow if we ever get the chance this season.
Absolutely. Punt is up. Banks to receive, catches it, gets about 2 or 3 yards, 2 yards, taken down by number 22.
Legend now in pretty good field position, already on the 49 starting off.
We'll see if they can capitalize on this, or if the artillery D will stand up and push them back. 4-2 nickel by the defense. Split spread shotgun. The O. Reno off to pass over to the top side. We saw that one previously picked by Rauger Law before in the warm-ups. This time, 26 able to knock that away this time.
Yeah, it looked like he had to throw. Reno once again had to throw quickly because the pressure was coming on that left side of him.
Taylor at the top, Simon's at the bottom. Both backs behind him. Reno drops back, flings it off to the side. Again, not able to connect to either of them. Putting it only where his receiver could maybe catch the ball, but Regular Law in there to get his palms up there and knock that thing away.
Yeah, it looked like almost the exact same play, challenging their corner right off the bat again to see if Reno can make a move on that. And once again, defender played it perfectly, got hands on him, made sure he couldn't get the ball.
You see 3 receivers at the bottom, 1 at the top, low and back behind Reno, who's under center. Deep drop back here, looking for a person, finds an out route. Not able to get much more than a few yards there. That's Banks on a quick little out.
Yeah, it looks like they didn't take advantage of the yards that they had. So we'll see if they can pin them deep now on the ball.
Yeah, we've seen that. Whether that's snow or even plain field, that ball is quite tough to keep from the end zone as a kicking team. Try to down that ball. We'll see what they can do. Punches up. Bear caught at 20, just inside the 20, a foot or so. Ziggy Hronic on the reception.
I am indeed speaking Canadian. You'll hear phrases that no one else will understand, but my love and joy Canadian fellows. Turn a boot.
We see two receivers at the top, two at the bottom, lone back behind Ace. Ace on our center there. Seeing if they can probably pick up some yards here on this first down. Back to pass. Passes over the middle. Pass is complete for a gain of 7. Just a nice little inside, like speed under route or something by the receiver there.
Very good throw. Pressure was coming once again, this time into the center. Had to throw it early and quickly. It was able to make the play and get 7 yards off it.
Yeah, it's at a first down, chop that 10 and a half or more, and you're in good shape. So here we see two tight ends at the bottom, two receivers top and bottom, lone back behind. Little toss play that we saw the other team run. Gain of 2 or 3 on that play. Gets them 3rd and 1. He was able to get through that first level of defenders, slide through one of a gap there, but hit by either a safety coming up or maybe that zoom in there with BJ Loveless, maybe BJ coming across the side to take him out. We see split
And now we're
backs.
looking at a 3rd and 1.
Yeah, pretty manageable. You've got Thick and Juicy and Brad Jones back there. Handoff up the middle. Nice blocking by the fullback. Gets that gap there. Picks up 2 on the play, giving them a first down.
Yeah, just enough. Pushing through. Making sure they got the first down at the very least. Continue to make the drive happen.
Split backs beside Ace on either side. 2 receivers at the near side, 1 across the side. Back to pass, looking for a man. Passes deep over the middle. Looks like it was broken up there by yours truly, Daniel, right there, huh?
Yeah, who's that long, gorgeous and handsome fella in the center right there blocking passes? He's probably the number 1 pick for Minnesota. Always has been, always will be. Probably the best player on the team.
Had that pass been a little more of a rainbow or a little arch underneath it, may have gone over your hands and into the hands of the waiting receiver. See an offset eye here, 2 receivers at the top, 1 at the bottom. Hand off to the top. Jones running, gets a little bit towards the edge, just taken out after a gain of 1 yard.
Yeah, and we're seeing was that BJ Loveless, I believe, that made the tackle?
The speed for him to sort of be mirroring Brad Jones on the other side of all the blocking lines, able to just sort of meet him at that corner. Bunch of receivers at the near side, 1 at the far. Fennec back to pass, lobs it deep. He got his man. He's at the 10, 5, and into the pay dirt. Number 17, Ziggy Hronic off on the far side there.
What a bomb. Completely bet the strong safety Derek Meerkat on that side. Had about 5 yards alone to his name, just catch the ball and just run it into the end zone.
That the chat is mentioning this. The Ace Fennec having to sort of plant himself to get that power and speed underneath that ball. That thing was a rainbow out there, and seems to make it look easy there.
Yeah, we're seeing a very similar game as we did to the warm-ups, where the artillery strikes first.
And using what we saw from them then too, those nice fade routes that just get past either the quarterback protection or the safety protection. Kick is up. An extra point is good. 7-point lead now. Artillery make a quick take the quick lead.
Yeah, and we'll see if the legend can actually start moving the ball on offense this go around and see if they can answer back.
Just past the halfway point in this first quarter. Matt Fennick with the kick, makes to receive, runs, gets some blocking, shifts off to the far side. Able to pick up another couple yards just on that alone. Brings up Minnesota at the 24 where they'll start this drive.
And once more, we haven't seen a whole lot of the running game yet of the Legends, but when they were able to, they did one throw, pretty much the same as a run play in my books. You throw it to the outside, see if they make a move. They got 9.5 yards off it. Let's see if they can get that hard going this time around.
Looks like your wish might be granted here with split backs and a very heavy line. Yep, handed off to Hart for a nice little 1 yard pickup. I was going to say, it was a strong ISO, it looked like. That's where the fullback runs through and tries to block and make a gap, get that first block on the first defender coming in. But one too many defenders there for Hart to make much impact. Single back behind Reno, 2 receivers at the bottom, 1 at the top, tight end in there as well. Handoff up the middle. They're back, lost a yard back to the original line of scrimmage.
Well, the run game is not working as we thought it would. So 3rd and 10, probably a passing play more than likely. Everybody knows it's going to be a passing play. Let's see what Reno does.
Excuse me, offset eye shown there. Taylor at the top, Banks at the bottom, Simon's in the slot. Reno back to pass, flings it over to the near side. Looks like it was tipped or off the hands. Nope, tipped by Albert Begin. He's able to make his way up there and provide some nice over-the-top good coverage there off to the side.
And it looks like another 3 and out for the Minnesota Legends. So for Alamo City, you're looking good. You're feeling good right now. You just had a big touchdown. Your defense was able to hold them in 2 possessions, 3 and out. So you guys are grooving.
Punter back to kick. Gets the ball up. Looks like more of a blocking support back there. Fair catch called right there. So Alamo City will be starting at the 44.
Good field position to start them off. Let's see how they want to approach this time around on the offense.
Yeah, with that 1-point lead so far, maybe it's time to start bringing a little bit more run game out there. This is not a running formation.
Something tells me they might not be running out of this one.
Yep, see all 4 wideouts out there, and Jones right next to him. Handoff to Jones, running off to the side. Nobody's being able to stop him. He gets up to the 25, 26-yard line before being taken out by the safety and cornerback. Man, did he hit that corner hard.
Yeah, the wide receivers did a great job blocking on that side. Just let him go, and he just ran it down. In fact, the free safety and I believe that was a corner on our team had to move all the way from one side to the other even to make the tackle.
We've been expecting to see, we hadn't seen as much production out of both either side's running back so far, but that's one to pop the cork off there too. Here we see Ace making some changes in the gun straight formation. Hits the out route for a gain of 3 right there. Greg Soto showing exactly how to run that out route to a T.
Yeah, it was first down, get a few yards here. Playbook still relatively wide open on what you want to do on 2nd and 7.
2 tight ends on the near side. Offset eye on towards that direction as well. 1 lone receiver at the top. Pass off into the flats to Jones. Jones running up, spins out of a tackle, able to get another 2 or 3 yards on that, being taken down there by BJ Loveless amongst a few others. Picks up that first down.
Yeah, and now we're seeing them effectively go to Brad Jones on numerous occasions, both passing and running the ball, able to get those yards necessary to climb up and move the ball into, I believe, the red zone.
Brad Jones so far, that one big run really helped his yards per carry so far. Two receivers and the tight end at the top, one receiver at the bottom, handoff up the middle for Jones. Speaking of him, gain of 1 on that one.
Now we're looking at 2nd and 9 on the Minnesota 14. I'm feeling a big throw coming soon. Just feel it coming.
Similar formation as before, just flipped in the opposite direction. Let's see what they dial up here. Deep drop back by Ace. Pass over to the flat. Jones hit as he gets pushed out of bounds there for a gain of 2 on that run. That little check down pass.
Yeah, 3rd and 7. They can still get a first down, so they don't need to go right into the end zone. They can still get a first down before they need to. So it's 3rd and 7, plenty of yards, plenty of time.
Yep, 7
I'm
yards.
looking for maybe.
I'd say maybe half the playbook should be one that should be able to make between 7 to 10 yards. We see all 5 receivers out there in the shotgun. As Ace drops back, finds a man in the corner, wide open. That one could not have looked easier. That is Hank Earl Troll with the reception. I think the first of the night for a touchdown.
Yeah, it looked like there was a blown coverage, bump route, left him alone in the end zone, easy pitch and catch.
Yeah, just a nice little corner route out to that outer corner, and like you said, the coverage was all moving, shifted inward while he moved and shifted outwards. I wonder if the idea of if he made a decision to go one way or the other based on what was dialed up, but we see Matt Fennick for the extra point attempt, and that's good. So with just under 2 minutes left in the first, still the Artillery take a 14-0 lead at the moment.
Yeah, if we're still in the first quarter as well, if I were the Legend, I would look to try and get some points here before this becomes a blowout.
Yeah, and it's not to say that it's been mistakes necessarily. It's just the defense has held the Legend offense to not making any conversions. So
yeah, it's almost as like now that they got their starting safeties in, it's been a struggle for the Legend to get any offense going.
we see Banks running up the middle, off to the side there. Pickup brings it up to the Minnesota 23. That's where we see if they've made some adjustments on the offense to see what they can do to move down that field. Yeah, it's ultimately your goal should be, can we get a first down? And then after that, can we get another one? And just keep going until you get that 7. Your goal is 10 yards away. Don't try to do it all in one chunk. Split back throw there, handoff over to the side to Hart. Hit just before the line of scrimmage and pushed back. A loss of 1 on the play. Jay Martz, inside linebacker, with that big tackle.
Yeah, we're not seeing the run game going anywhere. That's another negative yard play off the run, which will happen now and again. But it's really putting them in a corner now, 2nd 11.
2 receivers at the top, 1 at the bottom, tight end at the bottom of the lines. Lone back, handoff to Hart. Hit a couple yards shy of the line of scrimmage and pushed back. Loss of 2 on that one.
And now we're looking at 3rd and 13. Have to pass it. Got to get to the first down marker to keep any hopes of a drive alive, or this could be 3 and outs, right? Back to back to back.
Very true. Gun straight open package. Lone backfield near Reno. Reno back to pass. Looking for someone. Everybody seems covered. Is taken down behind the line of scrimmage. A loss of 8 on that play. Celebration there, number 60, Jukin Rukin. in for that sack.
Now, if you count the negative yard, that would be a first down the other way.
That's true. Congratulations on doing like an anti first down. So that means that Legend are going to have to punt for the third time in the game so far. And this is sure to set up a decent field position for artillery coming back the other way. Kick is up. At the 44 to return, brings it up to the 42. So that 42 yards from the end zone is where the artillery will start this drive.
Yeah, they're already on the Minnesota 42. They just need to one first down in a bit, and they're already in field goal range.
Quarterback's playing back in a deeper zone. Two receivers at the top, one at the bottom. Tight end at the top, and a triple look. Ace back, tight quarters there, but passes over the middle to Deuce Fennick, just underneath for a gain of 5. And that is the end of the first quarter.
And we just had a little comparison of quarterbacks. One is definitely playing better than the other right now, but it's only the first quarter. Still plenty of time for things to happen.
Look there at Deuce Fennick. We know he has the skills and speed to. There's nobody covering him either. The safety's moved into the side, so there's just one corner over on that far side. We'll see how that pays off. Don't seem to notice that, but they pass it off to Jones. Loss of 1 on that. Just a series of tackles coming in on Jones.
Yeah, it looked like the safety literally ran over that side as fast as he could to try and cover one of the people as the play was developed.
Empty backfield behind Fennick. 5 receivers out there, one being a tight end. Back to pass. Lobs it over the middle. Deep. It's tipped. Looks like the receiver, number 18, Greg Soto, had to jump on the man in the middle. Safety just sort of came from the other side to sort of knock that out.
Yeah, very good hands drilled. Boat had to jump for it. The safety just got there first in order to make a play to make sure that wasn't another touchdown in the end zone.
Forcing them a 4th and 6 and a need to punt. Being maybe 5 yards shy of where they would maybe go for 3. Kick up. See where this lands. Fair catch is called for at the 11. And Minnesota's going to have to try to make a drive start there with 89 yards to go. At this point, at this close to the end zone, you think try to run it so you're not dropping the quarterback too far back near to get a sack or anything, or do you go for maybe a short 90 style drop back and get a simple slat over the middle or something? And so nope, he's going deep, but it's passed off to Hart in the flats. Gets right up to that edge, 2nd inches, being tackled just before crossing that first yard.
Yeah, and that looked like it's the Minnesota Legends' best play so far in this game because they got another 9.5 off that. So let's see what they do now on 2nd inches.
Ace look out of Legend. 2 tight ends, 1 at the top, 1 at the bottom. Lone back behind Reno. Drops back, hand off to a little weak dive there. Right up through the middle. Gets that first down and a couple extra yards.
Yeah, and the very important part is they got their first down. That's been something that's been eluding them for a bit. Now they got it. Let's see if they can actually keep the momentum going off it.
Lone back behind Reno. 2 tight ends at the bottom of the line. That might be a direction they try running. They pitch a toss to Hart, taken down for a loss of 3 on that play.
Something tells me Hart feels like he can go back to the first round of games see if he could continue playing that one.
Yeah, I mean, we mentioned that one. That's I think the only toss that I left in. That's the tight triple strong G toss, and that one, of toss plays, it's the one that's hit or miss. But I mean, most of them are just misses. But yeah, that one can go for some big yardage, as we've seen in previous times. That one is caught right at the line of the first down line by Buchanan Simons.
Yeah, Reno had to run and throw that. Didn't really have time to set. These paces just ran and throw to try and get Simons while he was open to get first down because he felt the pressure coming.
Nice field vision there by both players, actually. And just barely made it. Shotgun split backs on either side. Two receivers at the near side, one at the far. Reno back to pass. Finds a man over the deep middle. It's complete. He was able to haul that down. That's Simons again out there. Four defensive backs out there trying to cover him. Not just him, but they're in that vicinity. Quite enough, not close enough. Inches away from being deflected.
Even the ref tried to play defense on that one and still got bowled over for his troubles as well.
So that brings them to the Alamo City 38. Two receivers at the top along with a tight end. One receiver near us. Handoff to Hart in the back. Running up the middle. Gain of 3 on that little play. Just makes that 2nd and 7 a little more manageable.
Yeah, we like to see positive plays out of the running back. I'm sure Hart has been enjoying a little bit of positive plays. Let's see if they can keep that going. Or maybe they're still feeling Buchanan Simons, maybe a mismatch steer and go to him again.
See a strong eye tight end flex. That Jason France at tight end inside there at the slot. Handoff to Hart again, blocking in front by the fullback. Gets another 4 on that play, bringing up 3rd and 3. The previous play we saw was either a strong trap or a weak dive, or one of those plays. Ultimately, he just runs right up that middle. But in that previous play, there was no fullback blocking. This last one, there was, and he got a couple more yards.
Yeah, now we're looking at 3rd and 3 on the cusp of field goal range.
Lone back behind Reno. Drops back to pass, short little drop back. Nice, just short, but a nice little play choice there. It's just a simple up and out by Jay Taylor. Just enough. That would have been enough. He falls near, it's out of bounds, but it comes up inches short.
That feels like that was challengeable if I would. But I'm not the ref or the coach. I'm not the coach, so I can't make that call. But I thought he was actually got the first down.
It looked as he fell, but again, it's where you fall, where you cross that out of bounds marker. So looks like they're poised to perhaps run or just run the clock out and take a timeout.
Yeah, it looks like we're seeing the patent timeout cheese that APF likes to do now and again.
And I forgot my crackers. Darn it.
I just had a cheese sandwich early before we did this.
Nice.
I was all set and ready for this game.
Excellent. You got your helping of cheese in there. We see Chris Gomasak talking with Johnny Reno out there about what maybe has transpired. But looks like Mickey Melillo will be out there to see if he can get 3 on here. This will be a 45-yard.
There's no snow today, so he won't be falling down and over onto his ass.
I hope not. Not today. 45-yarder. It's up. And good. Knocking that lead of the Artilleries down to 11. Melillo again here to kick off. Ziggy Hronic just run up and return. Gets pummeled at the 24. Looked like maybe two defenders sort of leaped to tackle him.
Yeah, and then now we got Alamo City getting on the 24-yard line. The Legend were able to make some good stops on the last possession defensively. Let's see if they can keep going and keep themselves in the game right now.
Shotgun, split backs on either side. Two receivers at the top, one at the bottom. Ace drops back. Passes over the middle deep. Has his man's running up the middle of the field. It's taken down around the 20-yard line. Sort of a team up of the cornerback and two safeties back there, able to take him down.
Yeah, was able to throw right over the strong safety's arms. He made an effort to try and leap up to put a hand on the ball, but just couldn't reach. And luckily enough, they both got back into the play in order to make the tackle.
Saving a touchdown there, but with being that close to the end zone, touchdown is that end goal. So still got 3 more attempts there to make it, at least. 3 receivers straight at the top, 1 tight end up there, 1 receiver down. Ace Fennec in shotgun. Gets the hike, drops back, passes over to the far side, a little out route. Able to make 7 on the play, makes it nice and manageable. 2nd and 3.
Very good play. Get those yards. Don't need to go all for it all at once. You're inside the red zone. Take your time. Get 2nd and 3. More than manageable right now with 2 plays left in order to get the first down.
Ace Fennec right now with 158.3 rating. I think that's the max that you can get in that calculation. So performing really well so far in the first half. That makes it look easy. There didn't seem to be any coverage for about 5 yards on any side of Deuce Fennec there, making that nice touchdown. Just a simple cross route there, the 2 of those.
Yeah, it looked like they were playing a bit of a zone coverage, and they just found a nice pocket inside that zone. Nice and easy. No one there to actually make a play on the ball.
See Matt Fennec in to kick the extra point. Kick is up. It's good. Bringing Alamo City to 21, Minnesota Legend 3. 18-point game. Still 16 and almost a half. I'm sorry, not 16. Math. Let's see, 29, almost 30 minutes left in the game. Received down at the, sort of moving in the backwards way. Number 84 brings it out to the 21. Had a little mishap or adjustment on the reception there.
Yeah, it looked like the ball was carrying further than he expected, had to readjust, and lost momentum going backwards in order to catch the ball first.
Could have been a lot worse than a 21-yard return, so. Split back spread in the shotgun. Reno takes the ball, looks for a person, throws it over the top, has his man. That's Buchanan Simons again running into the end zone right there. Defenders can't catch him. He's in for 6. I believe it was Buchanan Simons in the previous long pass that sort of set up the field goal for the Legend. Just like what we just saw, the pass going right over the safety's leaping hands into the hands of the receiver. Melillo set to kick the extra point. those set to kick off. Peronic running the return up to the 25. Hand off a little counter there to Jones. Makes it right back up that line of scrimmage. Shotgun. Ace back, looking for someone. Pressure coming. Ends up being taken down for a sack. Loss of 4 on the play. Ace back pass. The pockets collapse a little bit. It's complete over the middle for a gain of a handful. There by number 11. That's Hank Earl Troll. Back to punt the ball. Kick is up. It's returned all the way up to the midfield.